Jai Hind viewers, welcome to AKGEC Digital School. My name is Pankaj Singh, Faculty of IT Department. Today I am delivering my video lecture on a subject software engineering, and I took my first topic here as an introduction to software engineering. So let us start. What is software engineering? What are the basic characteristics, and we can say the components of a software? What is the basic difference between a software and a program? We will discuss in this video lecture. So let us start. In general, if we talk about a software, what is software? There is a little myth about software that few non-technical persons, or we can say the beginners, there is a little bit confusion between software and a program. So program is a part of software, right? And software constitute three components. These are documentation, program, and operational procedures. These three components combinedly make a software. So I take here the definition. Note definition, that is a summarized form of software. Software consists program along with documentation and the operational procedure. Here I will take a basic example. In a real life, as we see a washing machine, when we go for a purchase a washing machine, along with washing machine we will get a documentation that consists the operational procedure. In every electronic component, when we purchase, we get a booklet that consists how to operate it, what are the limitation, or what are the best features in a optimal time, what are the average time, latency. All these parameters are defined so that the user can easily understand and operate the machine. Likewise, in case of software, if we will provide only the program and the person is not technically sound, it is not feasible to understand what is software. So we first give all the detail along with program, their detailed documentation and operational procedure. If a component consists these three components, then it combinedly called software, right? So that is a basic difference between a program and software. And if we go to the technicality of a program, what is program? Program, set of instructions. And what are set of instructions? Set of instructions basically consists set of operations. And program basically consists source code and object code. And documentation means that describe the operational and use of program, how to use it. These all details consist documentation. Now, as I said in a previous slide, documentation is a most important part of software. So what a documentation will contain, these are the some broad division of a documentation. Like, what are the specification of a software, their design, implementation and testing. Further, specification will divide into a formal specification, context diagram, data flow diagram and design, but obvious in a flow chart, ER diagram, implementation, source code listing, cross reference that are used to develop the software, and testing, the methods which we apply to test the specific software, their test data, and according to apply the test data, their outcome, or we can say test result. So all these documentation of these parameters in detail will consist, or that will be the part of documentation, or we can say manual documentation, because a developer will require all this documentation at a time of developing a software, and might be few parameters, or we can say few headings may be related to the users that will use the specific software, but most related term are related to the software developer that are used to develop a specific software. So in a software engineering, we learn different methods, or we can say different software development life cycle, like waterfall, prototype, evolutionary model, RAD model. that are the secondary. After the introduction part, we will go to the different software development models. Now come to the operational procedure. As I took the example earlier of a washing machine or oven, as we get a manual how to operate the oven or washing machine, all operational procedure are listed in a very easy and in a understandable language. Try to avoid the hard terms related to the technicality, because in every time it is not possible the user is technically sound. So what it consists as operational procedure generally divided into two parts. First one is user manual and second one is operational manual. User manual help to user understand what is the product exactly. He will get the overview of the product or software. It also consists beginner's guide or tutorial. In today's online world, tutorial are available in a form of video, but in booklet it consists in a step how to use the specific software. Along with it consists also a reference guide. So nowadays all these features are also available online of almost of each and every electronic product or a software as we purchase in a market. And then finally, how to operate the software. It consists two parts. How to install, like if we talk about the Python or if we talk about any window, how to install the window, it consists all the steps to installation of a window, and also system administration guide, and how to manage the parameters of a software as a admin. So operating procedure is of two type, user manual and operational manual. User manual give the description about the product, and the operational manual give the detail how to use the product or software. It is basically in two terms, how to install, because the major concern of any product, what are the compatibility or what are the minimum portability requirement from one platform to another. So that all detail is given in a installation guide. How to install a product on a new machine, that is a major concern, because the portability is a major issue when we install a new software or product on a new machine. And how to operate the features of a product, that is done by the help of system administration guide. So from the last two slides, it is very clear software is not only the program. It consists few other parameters, or we can say other components like operational procedure and documentation. Documentation is a detailed documentation that consists from beginning to the end, and the operational procedure consists how to what is the product and how to operate it. It is applicable on electronic device as well as in software. So I am giving you here one of the interesting thing about the software engineering, that is the one subject in a whole computer science and in a IT that consists engineering at its end. Means the complete subject is known as software engineering. Except this subject, none of the computer science and engineering subject consists engineering term along with the subject. If we leave the physics engineering, that are the part of first year. In a core CS and IT, only the software engineering consists engineering its last. So as we know what is engineering, how to use the scientific methods to get a sustainable solution in a low cost. So now we will take the basic understanding about what is engineering. As we know, engineering in a general term is a process of designing and building something that serve as a particular purpose and find a cost effective solution to a problem. If we have a problem and if we provide a solution that is cost effective and sort out all the issues that are relevant to the current problem. So we can say the term or the methodology we apply on a solve the problem is relevant to engineering, or we can say we are using engineering terminologies. In a more defined manner, we can say engineering is a science, skill and profession of acquiring and applying scientific, economic, social and practical knowledge in order to design and build a structure like machines, device, system, material and processes. That is the work or solve the real life problems that are encountered by the society or socially groups. And when we combine these two terms together, software plus engineering, it is combinedly known as software engineering. So now we will take a simple combination, or we can say simple meaning of software engineering here. Now after that we will take the IEEE definition or BIOM scientists that give the exact definition what software engineering consists in term of IT and computer science. So in general we can say software engineering is a engineering discipline which is concerned with all the aspect of the software production. Like in a mechanical, or if we talk in production of any product in a automobile, that are relevant to the automobile engineering. Similarly, related to the production of a software or developing a software from beginning to the end, all the aspect of software will lie in a software engineering, right? Software engineering should consist what parameters, or we can say what are the major outline of a software engineering. It consists adopt a systematic and organized approach. A software engineer should adopt a systematic and organized approach, use appropriate tools to develop the solution of the problem to be solved, the development constant and the use the resources available. Because during the development of software, it is the major concern, the cost of software should lie within the budget of the user, or we can say the customer who is going to develop the software. So the software engineer should keep in mind what are the resources are available on an organization when time the develop of a software. Now it is a very refined definition of a software engineering. What it is, I am reading here: the application of systematic, disciplined and quantifiable approach to the development, operation and maintenance of a software, that is the application of engineering to software. In a simple term, if we going to develop any product, or we should be in a, that should be in a systematic manner, in a well disciplined and quantify approach of the development, operation and maintenance of a software. So that is a definition specifically given by IEEE relevant to the software engineering. Now the second definition, that is according to the scientist BIOM model, we know that according to the scientist, the practical application of scientific knowledge, I am underlining here the key terms or key attributes, in the design and the construction of a computer program that are written in a machine language, and the association documentation required to develop, operate and maintain them in software. That is a specific, these are the both specific definition if we talk about the definition of software engineering. So technically these two definitions are approved. One is approved by, or we can say given by IEEE, and second one is given by the BIOM scientist about the software engineering. So these are the basic definition. So now we can conclude that what is software engineering? It consists program, documentation plus user manual, and the approach we use here systematic, disciplined, quantifiable, and give solution of a problem in a cost efficient manner, because cost is a major concern during the development of a software. If we talk what is a good software, the characteristics of good software, it consists three characteristics: fulfill user requirement, develop within time span, or within budget. These are the three characteristics of a good software that must keep in a mind when developing a software. Now, have a brief look over the characteristics of a software. Now, if we talk about the use of software engineering and how a software is developed and their different phases, in a brief, I am taking here a few names, but these all phases are detailed in discussed in a detail when we discussing the software development life cycle. So, requirement analysis, engineering infrastructure, engineering process, and so on. So, we will discuss this slide in detail when we go for the software development models. Now, there are a few characteristics of a software that differentiate it from the other methods, or we can say other product. If we talk about the one of the most important characteristics of a software, software doesn't wear out like hardware. Why it is called so? And the bathtub curve help out to give the reason of the above given heading why software doesn't wear out. As we all know that computer consists two parts, hardware and software. So, software generally to which we can't touch. So, as we know, the things that are visible or that is exist like hardware, it will end a day in term of damage or by the obsolete of their keeping or storage capacity. But in term of software, it will never wear out, tear out, because software is developed, not manufactured. So, in a bathtub curve problem, we can easily understand it. In a burning phase, the failure intensity of software is high, but as the time goes and the software is opted by the organization and implemented on a machine, the failure intensity will decrease. But after some time, the wear out phase will start, and that is applicable on a hardware. But in case of a software, it is not possible. Software is wear out or dated out because of technology, not because of their tear and wear phases. As we see in this, software curve is always go downwards, but practically we will discuss that is ideal curve. It is about a hardware and that is about a software, but that is a ideal condition. In actual, how it's look like, I will discuss in a next slide. That is actual like this, because in an ideal case, we are thought that the failure rate will decrease, that is fine. But today's dynamic world, the technology and the environment change rapidly. to adopt the environment, there are requirement of changes that exist relevant to the software. So when a change in a technology in term of platform or in term of data storage, concerned software will update or deploy on a new hardware configuration or a new machine. So the failure rate will increase. After installation, that will also go decrease. Then another change will encountered, and so on. So in a real life or in a actual implementation, it will go in a zigzag manner. Okay. So as I said earlier, software is not manufactured, it is developed. So there are software doesn't wear out. These are the characteristics that differentiate the software from the other general products. Now I summarize the characteristics of a software. Software is a logical rather than physical, because that is in a coding form, but hardware component in a physical form. The reusability of component, we can easily modify the components of a software, like as we see the different link on a website like home, career, department and other things. Then we can use the same components to the another website by modifying the requirement of the users. So the components of a software have the reusability, but in case of hardware it is limited. Means we can design a hardware according to the use of requirement, and that is limited to portability of reusability of a hardware product from one machine to the another. Software is flexible, we can easily edit or change their features according to the user requirement. Mostly software is custom built rather than being assembled from the existing component. As we know that why we are developing software according to the organization that are not in a generalized form. So we can easily customize the software as compared to the hardware. So from the definition to the characteristics of software, it is very clear. The software basically consists three parts: program, documentation and user manual. And its characteristics, two major characteristics: software doesn't wear and tear out, and software is not developed, is not manufactured, it is developed. Along with there are more characteristics like reusability, flexibility and custom build, so that make it different from the other traditional engineering methods. So it is very important to understand the difference between the conventional engineering method and the software engineering method. I hope it is very clear to all of you about the introduction about software engineering along with software characteristics. We will meet in a next video lecture in which we will discuss about the different software development models. So it will consist how to develop a software. Thank you.